Wagwan. I'm Teresa Taylor, former youth ambassador of Jamaica to CARICOM and a member of the PANCAF Regional Youth Steering Committee. And I'm collaborating with UNFPA Caribbean to share this message with you as a part of the Youth Against COVID-19 campaign. In today's video, we will talk a little bit about how COVID-19 may be taking a toll on our mental health and really share some practical tips on how we as young people can take care of our mental well-being and support those around us to do the very same. It's important that we take care of our mental well-being and look out for others who may be struggling. Taking care of our mental health is just as important as taking care of our physical health. And despite what some may say, our mental health is very, very critical to our overall well-being, and a lot more so than we may think. We all experience and react to crisis differently. Some people can become anxious, worrisome, and generally become more off balance more easily, while others may not feel as affected. But these are all normal reactions, and that is the truth. It's likely too that this pandemic is impacting our mental space in a very serious way. It's normal too that the major changes in our daily lives, the general uncertainty, and the containment policies that are being put in place can affect the way we feel. Many people may also be experiencing additional stress due to their new circumstances, such as losing their jobs, knowing someone you love or close to you may be at risk of severe illness, or adjusting to just homeschooling while you're working from home with the distance of family and friends during meaningful moments, and just managing the significant adjustments to continuously dealing with social distances. Changes in your mood, such as being worried or sad or angry or having difficulty sleeping or concentrating, is a normal way for the body to respond to stress. The best way, however, for us to cope with COVID is to take care of yourself and your needs first. Remember, you know yourself and you understand your physical and emotional needs the best. If you are concerned about your mental health or anyone else's, do not hesitate to ask for support or reach out for professional help. You may contact Rise Life Management if you just need to talk, or you may also contact the Ministry of Health and Wellness's COVID 19 helpline at 888 One Love, and they will direct you appropriately. If you are a UTech or a UE student, provisions have also been made through both universities to accommodate their students for support at this time during their counseling units. And UE is accessible through UE Helps, that's UWIHELPS, UE Helps. And UTech is available at 833-9580. So back to the matter at hand. One of the things that we also want to ensure that we're doing is trying to do activities that we enjoy while we're maintaining social distancing. For example, I love playing with my dog and walking him, and so I've been doing a lot more of that lately. I try also new baking recipes and cooking recipes and try them out on myself. But you can just imagine if I'm doing all of that cooking, I also need to be doing some exercise. So I also do daily home exercise routines, cycling to music or watching a comedy. I also schedule Zoom, Netflix, and chill dinner dates with my friends and spend time praying or just planting something. And that's a big deal because I don't have a green thumb, but that can be very fulfilling for me. Or last but not least, I also catch up on reading a really good book that I've wanted to read for some time. Nothing beats a delicious, savory book, and I can tell you that for a fact. But go ahead and try and explore what you love. But whatever you do, take care of your body by eating healthily, sleeping enough, and exercising because all this is very important. Try to stay calm. Try to take deep breaths, stretch, meditate, or jam to some music. Remember not to socially isolate yourself. We are all in this together, okay? Connect with your friends and family and let them know how you are feeling. If you feel overwhelmed during the pandemic, it's okay. Reach out for help from those you love and trust. Try to focus on the things that you can control and not so much on the things that you can't. Having a daily routine during this time can also be a game plan, right? Because this provides a sense of stability for you. So you could definitely go ahead and make a list of all the tasks that you want to complete daily and planning some nap times and some self-check-in times and where you get to literally check in with yourself and tick off all that you've accomplished by a certain time of the day. I also do that and it helps me feel more focused and definitely more stable. And it helps me not to get overwhelmed with the workspace and the home space, if you understand what I mean. If you're working from home, try to establish a designated workspace and talk to your family about having some quiet time. Sometimes, if you're having a challenge getting motivated to get something done, break the task down into tiny bite sizes or low hanging fruit and just take those one by one. And you'd be surprised how much more motivated you feel to continue. But even if you're still feeling unfocused and frustrated, try to be kind to yourself. We're all navigating a time in which we don't have really all the answers and we're doing our best. We also want to do a few key things like avoid negative coping strategies. So even though things are difficult, don't turn to coping strategies that can ultimately make you feel worse. Even though things are difficult, we should avoid turning to alcohol or smoking or other dangerous substances. Not only is it unhealthy for your mental well being, but it could affect your immune system. Also, you may want to limit your news intake. You can limit news intake to perhaps about 25 minutes per day because sometimes hearing every single little bit of news can actually cause more anxiety. So just know when to, unplug. Now, being online can be a great way to stay connected, but for some of us, unfortunately, the internet can be a very toxic place. So, here are some tips that you can use to stay safe while you're on the internet. Don't share information about your identity online, like your address or your contact details, or be careful about how you share your GPS location. Think carefully too about posting photos of yourself online, even if you're sharing them privately. Once your picture is online, anyone can download it. Even if you're sharing them privately, once your picture is online, anyone can download it, share it, or even modify it for their own personal uses. And we don't really want that, do we? Avoid engaging with bullies or trolls. This just makes attacks worse. What do I mean by cyberbullying though? Cyberbullying is really just picking on persons or making fun of persons because of how they dress, because of how they speak, or because their social choices or beliefs don't align with ours. That not necessary. That not get picked, not time, that not keep. So we're not doing that in 2020 at all. Stop the hate. Don't participate or enable cyberbullying by ignoring it either, because we can report it online. So while I'm sharing these tips with you, they may be helpful for you, and I truly hope they are. However, if you really do need the professional support, remember, reach out to Rise Life Management if you just need to talk, or call the Ministry of Health and Wellness's helpline at 8881 Love, as I shared earlier, or the UE and UTech counseling units if you're a student at those universities. But whatever you do, don't go through it alone. If you are already receiving mental health care, do your best to continue the treatment. You may be able to access support or resources online or by phone. If you feel like your mental state is worsening, be patient with yourself. If you have any pre existing mental conditions, it is normal that stress may actually exacerbate this and actually make it real worse, or some issues that may have been resolved may become more pronounced again. If you cannot access professional help, reach out to your community or somebody that you love and trust for support. But whatever you do, as I said, do not go through it alone because you don't have to. You don't need to. Beware of the needs of others around you while we're at it and support your community. If there are any people in your household that do not speak English or Patois, what you can do is help them to access spaces where they can get the information that they need and the social relief that they need. If there are many people in your household, though, you should also talk about your routines. Talk about how you can respect each other's boundaries and schedules. Talk about what your needs are. But whatever you do not give in to frustration or violence. Always communicate your feelings clearly and calmly. No bother with the cussing and the fighting thing. Remember, we're in a one space for an extended period of time. And we just try to get through this thing stronger and better. So talking openly and honestly can really help us address our emotions more effectively. So let's try that. Use your communication skills to support your community. If you can't physically be near, you can use a phone or an online platform to stay in contact with your friends or your relatives. And if you're bilingual, as I shared before, or use sign language, help those persons to access information and to access social spaces too. It's really very important that we are each other's people in this time. I hope that these tips were helpful to you in taking care of your mental health and well being. If you or anyone you know has been struggling because of COVID-19, I challenge you. Use this template, create your own video, share your advice with your friends. And you know what? Thanks for taking the time to listen to me. Bless up yourself, and stay safe.